The BBQ Central Radio Show will air live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The BBQ Central Radio Show will air live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Good evening, and welcome to the Really Big BBQ Central Show. This is the show that talks about all things important in the world of barbecue and grilling, broadcasting live and direct from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evening. If you want to jump in on the show tonight, more than happy to have you. Two ways to do it. Toll-free call. 877-448-0433. You can also email the show if you want to. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Those are your two ways to get in touch with me, should you see fit. Everything else you want to find out about the show, you can do it at the website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here is what's happening coming up in about 13 minutes from now. First timer to the show. He is a sponsor of the show, a new sponsor of the show. Figured it's about time we get this guy in here, talk a little bit about his product, the differentiations of such things, and so forth. Peter Gabriele from IQ will be joining us around 9:14 this evening, and then at 9:35. I don't know if anybody watched it, but the BBQ Pitmasters finale went off on Sunday evening, watching Rod Gray win the grand champion of Kingsford BBQ Pitmasters. He earns a shot and a spot into the Kingsford Invitational, which will take place a little bit later this year. And I figured we'd get one of those judges in to give us their take of the finale and how it went down. So we go to renowned hog expert, I believe a new cookbook author, restaurant owner, multiple Memphis in May winner, Melissa Cookston, joining us. Yazoo's Delta Q Pitmaster, by the way. And we'll move into the second hour, 10:14. You know, inside of me wants to say an outside of the box guest, but really not when you consider what she won last month. We'll be spending some time talking about that particular achievement and getting a lot of other great information from, by all accounts, a superior burger maker. She won the Build a Better Burger contest July 14th, I believe it was, sponsored by Sutter Homes. And she won only $100,000 for that burger. Erin Evinson joining us. Build a Better Burger. Wow. $100,000 for a burger. I'll take two, if you know what I mean. And then helping me close out the show tonight, coming out of the proverbial bully, a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine, a friend of mine on the internets, a internet talk radio show host in his own right. He is also a competitive barbecuer and now a new competitive supply business owner or something in that regard. We'll get the breakdown of all of the new ventures that he is into. You know him, you love him. I affectionately refer to him as Chadley Von Ward, but it is Chad Ward of Whiskey Bent Barbecue. So there you have it, 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com if you want to jump in tonight. Don't forget, if you're watching right now, if you're listening right now, if you're both watching and listening right now, do me a favor. Make a Facebook post or get on your social media, your Twitters, your LinkedIns, your Tumblrs, your Reddits, nerds, Reddits, and let everybody know you're watching the show. Two ways to get it. If you can just do it audio, you can do it through iTunes. Well, you can do it through iTunes, through the radio portion of iTunes. If you're listening to it through an iPad and you can't do the video for some reason, maybe you are in the car streaming on a smart device, give everybody the link, thebbqcentralshow.com. Typically, most smartphones can stream right through those options there, or Go to your particular app store, whether it be through iTunes, whether it be through the Android Google Market, and download TuneIn Radio. Then search BBQ Central. That should be sufficient. And then you'll see the Barbecue Central Radio Network show up. Add it. Listen to it early and often. And don't forget, when the show isn't live every Tuesday from 9 to 11, we are playing in rotation this past year's shows. All of 2013 are playing for your enjoyment, for re-listening, or if you missed whatever the case may be. Tomorrow, every hour tomorrow we'll have this show. It plays for 24 hours straight the day following. And then after Wednesday, it will be all of the 2013 shows that play in rotation during off hours. So that's what you're getting when you tune in, not Tuesdays 9 to 11. You can also get the video stream at OutdoorCookingChannel.com. A lot of things going on behind the scenes at Outdoor Cooking Channel that I can't tell you about, but very exciting stuff. And then, of course, you can always consume the show. If you have Internet Protocol television via Roku, you can do it right there as well. You go to the Roku App Store, you download the Outdoor Cooking Channel app, and then that first selection that you have through there is the live stream or scheduled stream. Pick that, and whatever's showing live on Outdoor Cooking Channel, like right now it's the show, you can watch me right there on your big screen television. It's a great and fun way to consume the show. So I got this email last week. Thought it was interesting, wanted to share it with you. It goes a little something like this. Dear Greg, I am from Uringtown, Nevada, and I am volunteering on some water projects here in where? Nepal. Yeah, for 18 months. My wife and I will be coming home on November 1st. So shortly in 2013, I retired from the Army, and I lived at Seal Beach for 7 years of my military career. That is when I started listening to Los Angeles radio stations. Just know you are now heard around the world. The food here is really different. As with 6 billion people of the world, rice is a third of what they eat right here in Nepal. Lentils are another third, and vegetables and fruit make up the difference. They have a religious issue about eating beef. However, they eat goat. That's kid, like barbecued kid, right? This is some of the best goat I have ever eaten. One of our friends, Rakesh, barbecues the goat over an outdoor grill and uses an indoor electric fan to adjust the temperature of the fire. Sounds like a makeshift guru, if you ask me. At first, all of us Westerners laughed, but it works rather well. My wife, Carol, is an excellent chef, cook, baker, etc. She has some recipes from her Nepalese cuisine. Is it Nepalese? I hope it is. Nepalese? I'm also a North American big game hunter. My son and I will be in Idaho the third week of November on an elk hunt. Now, that is some good barbecuing opportunity. I also have salami made. That's really good to eat as well. Thanks for your reply. If we get electricity and the internet on Tuesday, I will listen to your show. Again, and this guy's name, believe it or not, is Greg, like me, and then R-E-M-P-P. Not E at the end, but double P's. Greg Remp. People call me Greg Remp all the time. Look at you all the way in Nepal. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for writing in. That's outrageous. Nepal. I didn't even really think Nepal existed. I thought that was just some place that they showed. Wasn't that in Indiana Jones, Nepal? I think so. Maybe. Did you guys see this? I'm going to pull it up here real quick. Shuffle it on over here to this screen. The International Chef Congress, first annual StarChefs.com Smoke at ICC. Let me give you a little general information. Look at that's, of course, friend of the show, Andy Husbands, executive chef Andy Husbands. This is a VIP reception at 4 o'clock. This will be towards the end of September 28th in New York City. Tickets are $55. General admission includes world-class barbecue from 10 competing teams and 2 beers. Tickets include early entrance, unlimited beverage, watch out. We'll also take guests on a live fire cooking tour with an emphasis on smoking and grilling techniques for the backyard. Judges for this event, Dave Anderson of Famous Dave's, he's been on the show. Kenny Callaghan, don't know him, of Blue Smoke. Andy Husband's been on the show before. Brad Orison, been on the show before. Stephen Reichland, been on the show before. I know everybody. MCs for this event, Matt and Ted Lee of the Lee Brothers. Sorry, I don't know that. I'm pretty sure I should be emceeing that event with the likes of Andy Husbands and Stephen Reichland and Brad Orison. Brad Orison everywhere right now. And then there evidently looks like there's some type of a competition going on here at the end of September. There are 10 teams. I don't know, but maybe one team. Matt Mangano Meat Barbecue Company. No, I don't. No, that's New Jersey. That's Texas. Stand Up and Snout, the Carolyn, the Belted Cow Barbecue, Gorilla Ultima Barbecue, Jason Daddy Restaurant, Killers, 450 Meats, Q Train, and Peach Tree Players. I know none of those. None. I'm sure they make some great barbecue, and trust me, those chefs are well qualified to say what is good and what isn't, that's for sure. So stay tuned for that. And also, next week I'll be giving you some ideas on how to keep mosquito. I don't know if I'm the only one. It's really not that hot. Well, today, oh my God. Could be one of the most humid days on record here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm telling you, the mean streets of Euclid were juicy. The air was juicy outside, folks. Use it. Quickly, let me tell you about Arno Smokers, a custom pit builder. Patrick Paquette weighing in. Belted Cow is a member of IQ. All right, Patrick, thanks for jumping in. Custom pit builder, combining innovation and art in each of their cutting-edge, offset, and vault-style barbecue pits located in the heart of Texas near Fort Worth. Granbury has been home to R&O Smokers since the beginning. Arno Smokers has continued to widen its range, using visionary planning both on the design level and the quality of their craftsmanship to bring their customers the finest custom pits on the market. If you have been looking for a custom barbecue pit, really, I mean, let's break it down. If you're looking for a true custom barbecue pit, and you go to a lot of these well-known manufacturers, pack a lunch, pack 50 lunches, because you're going to be looking for months and months on end of lead time. Not the same amount of lead time here at Arno Smokers that you get with some of the other ones. Also, not the hefty price tag. And, look, that weight, you're going to get a lot of that with some of the other manufacturers, just like I said. Make this your first choice to check out. At least check it out first, and then go from there. Mention you heard about Arno Smokers right here on the Barbecue Central show and receive an additional discount off the already low price. For more information, follow their link to their Facebook page, which can be found on the Barbecue Central show website. Number of different places. Follow me here. Click on the logo at the right side of the sponsors page, or click on the sponsor link at the top of the navigation, or you can click on the links link, redundant, on the top of the navigation. All three of those ways will get you to the Arno Facebook page, or alternatively, if you are an email guy, you can email Billy Overton at Billy, BILLIE _RO Smokers at yahoo.com, or you can email Tony Belay, Lone Star Smoke Rangers, winning 2 grand championships in a row, by the way. Tony, TONY _RO Smokers at yahoo.com. Don't forget to check out their Facebook page regularly as well for weekly drawings and giveaways from their barbecue parties. Go there, friend them, win stuff, look at Arno Smokers. Don't put up with the weight that some of the other guys are going to give you. Don't put up with the price tag. Superior quality, lots of top teams using RO Smokers right now. You should be the next one. At least give them a try. RO Smokers. And we will be back with Peter Gabriele, believe it or not, right after this.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, we're back, 877-448-0433. Look, gang, convenience is where it is at these days, and the grill, the barbecue pit, and when something comes along that I think you might benefit from, I want to make sure you know about it. About a month or so ago, this company partnered with this show and has really one of the most unique products out there right now. So let's race over to the hotline. Welcome the distribution and sales manager for iGrill, Peter Gabriele, joining me here on the show. Peter, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, Peter. Appreciate you joining me. Is it Peter or Pete?
Either one. Pete works better, I guess.
All right, Pete works better. I like that. And, of course, you've probably never heard the endless Peter Gabriel stuff, right?
Oh, I get it all the time for sure.
So can you sing?
A little bit, yeah, if I have to.
Okay, well,
if I need to get myself out of trouble, I can definitely sing a note.
you do not have to get yourself out of trouble here, Pete. Not tonight, at least. So, but we'll see how that goes for the next show. All right, before we get into
sounds good.
Cool. Before we get into the unit tonight, Pete, maybe a little background about yourself and like your experience with live fire cooking in whatever form or fashion you are doing it in.
Okay. So I am born and raised from West Hartford, Connecticut. Went to University of Connecticut here, and I got my first job at iDevices, the creator of the iGrill. And to be honest with you, before I started working there, I was not the best griller. I always made that big mistake of cutting into the meat on your, to check and make sure it was cooked. And finally started working at iDevices and got myself an iGrill and was able to kind of step up my cooking game.
Did you have a lot of friends in high school that were, well, I guess cooks in general? Did they like to cook? And more on top of that, were they grillers? Did they get outside and spark up the grills to cook out during your collegiate days?
Yeah, it was definitely more in college. UConn's got a D1 football team, so we would go and tailgate and bring some burgers and some steaks and throw them on the grill. And I think when we were in college, it wasn't always cooked perfectly well, and may have been a little bit overdone. But nowadays I wouldn't call myself an expert griller, but I'm definitely a lot better than where I used to be.
Pete Gabriele joining me here on the show. The website, if you don't know, is the letter I, then the word grill, and then Inc., I-N-C, iGrillInc.com if you want to check it out while we're talking. Pete, when you look from a company perspective, you look and you see what's on the market, you see what's available, and then obviously you're like, hey, there's a niche that something isn't filling. Obviously, iGrill probably had to fill into that some degree. How does iGrill get devised? How does the genesis of iGrill happen?
I guess, what really sets us apart and kind of how it came about was, our CEO used to use those, regular wireless thermometers with a receiver and one that sits by the grill and another key fob that you have to carry around. With the iGrill, it connects right to your phone. I mean, people walk around with their phone every day and rarely leave it more than a foot away from them. So, the idea came about of, okay, let's connect this to your phone and not have to force you to carry around another piece of electronic and something that's with you constantly. So that's kind of how the idea came about, and being able to kind of set us apart from the market with that ability is really how we've kind of fit into that market.
For the people that aren't familiar with iGrill, can you tell us how it works, how you get it to the working stage?
Right, yeah. So, out of the box, it's very easy to use. You just turn it on, and it's connects to your phone via a long-range Bluetooth connection. So you're going to go into your settings on your phone, and you'll see the iGrill name right there. You just click it. It's going to pair up and connect to your phone. And then what we're going to do is go into the App Store and download our free iGrill app. It's called iGrill Pro. And inside that app, you're going to be able to go in and set temperature alarms based on how you want to cook your food. So, tonight I cooked a steak. I want it medium rare. Set it at medium rare and, went inside and relaxed in the air conditioning and watched some TV. And once my steak reached that peak temperature, my alarm on my phone went off and told me, hey, go out and get the steak off the grill, and perfectly done, and just bring it back inside and sit down and enjoy.
Pete, Bluetooth technology, some people are kind of down on it due to range of due to range limitations. How do you make it robust enough to achieve your goal for this device? Or does it potentially get a bad rap?
Bluetooth sometimes does. With our Bluetooth, we're actually able to get 200 feet of connectivity, where typical Bluetooth is about 33 feet. So we use, some special sauce that we're able to put into the actual Bluetooth antenna and get a better range out of it. So there are some downsides with Bluetooth, but, there's also downsides with kind of everything out there, including Wi-Fi. And, with the Bluetooth connection, like I said, 200 feet, I have no problem with connectivity at all, and it's pretty foolproof. There's not really many issues, and it works the way it's supposed to. So there's always the downfalls, but with our product, it works pretty well.
You said you've kind of beefed up that internal Bluetooth on the device itself. Is there any other way to enhance coverage, or perhaps a better question would be what things should you take into account trying to maximize the coverage of your device?
Well, obviously, the amount of walls that you're kind of going in between, depending on where you have your grill or your oven placed for where you're using the product. Obviously, line of sight, you can get a lot better range than having that Bluetooth signal go through walls and bricks and stuff like that.
Pete Gabriele joining me here on the show. iGrillInc.com is the website. He's the distribution and sales manager. Pete, do you have any other value-added products that go along with this device?
Yeah, we have a couple accessories that we sell. We have an ambient temperature probe, which is our highest selling accessory. It is a temperature probe that allows you to monitor the air temperature of your grill or your smoker or your oven that you're using. So we have a lot of smokers that use our products, and inside our app, we've given those people the ability to set upper and lower temperature alarms. I'm not a smoker myself, but in talking to some of our customers and one of our barbecue teams, having that ability to monitor the air temperature is very valuable for them. And on top of that, to be able to monitor that consistently overnight or over a 14-hour smoke and not have to walk out to the smoker every time and open it up and check the temperature and adjust. They have it right there on their phone. They don't have to walk outside. They can check it. If it goes above or below that range, you're going to get an alarm, and you're going to be alerted to go out and check your smoker.
Any other value-added products aside from the ambient temperature probe?
Yeah, we just started selling some grill accessories on our website. Some grill baskets, walks. We also have some iGrill aprons, so it's got our iGrill logo on there. Grilling accessories in terms of tools, and some nice sauces and spices that we've put together for our customers.
All right, Pete, so obviously the easiest way, and I'll give the obvious answer, to get this product, iGrillInc.com, but are there other outlets for this device that maybe don't have to be through the online venue?
Yep, definitely. You can go to apple.com. We're on Apple's website. You can also check your local Best Buy stores, AT&T, Verizon, Cabela's, and as well Amazon.com.
All right, so a number of different more traditional outlets aside from just going to iGrillInc.com. I mean, same price everywhere? Do you pretty much dictate that depending on, or no matter where you're going platform-wise?
Yep, it's same price wherever we go. It's we monitor it weekly and make sure that nobody is adjusting the price or anything like that. So across the board, wherever you go, $79.99.
Is there any calibration needed to use this for the first time, as far as the thermometers are concerned, or any other thing with the phone or whatever?
It's a very easy setup. Like I said, right out of the box, you're just going to turn it on and you go into the settings on your phone, and it's automatically going to find that Bluetooth connection on there. It'll say iGrill right in your settings, and you're just going to be a simple click. It's going to connect, and you're ready to go. So you can have it out of the box, ready to use next to your grill in less than 5 minutes.
There's a lot of apps in both marketplaces that are always updating, both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. I assume that this is the same for the iGrill app. When you develop certain fixes or improvement, this is something that's automatically just going to get pushed through and updated?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the one of the things that kind of sets us apart from any other wireless cooking thermometer is we're able to kind of tailor the app to our customers' wants and our customers' needs. So the more feedback we get from our customers for certain features to add or certain things to change, we can go right in there, have our app developers in-house who can go in and make changes and push it out to the App Store right away.
All right, Pete Gabriele joining me here on the show. Pete, as a marketing portion of iGrill, you have to be, I guess, looking for certain niches or people to kind of focus on initially. Are you going for more of like a tech-based cooker, or is the proliferation of smartphones so great now, you're just trying to get a percentage of that market that are also people that like to cook outside?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a wide range. I mean, there's your everyday grillers, your, professional smokers, and then there's the, the beginners like myself. When I first came out to the company, I wasn't the best cooker, and I'm technologically savvy, and I saw the product and thought it would be really cool to use, and it's made me a better cook down the road. So, I mean, there's kind of a wide range of the target market that we go after, but we definitely look for those people who are avid grillers and also have that kind of technological geeky side to them as well.
Who on the competition circuit, if anybody, barbecue-wise, is using the product that you could tell us about?
So one of the teams we sponsor is Smokin' Hogs out of Massachusetts. So they're a great barbecue team that we sponsor. I haven't personally been to the competitions yet, but I have had leftovers that have been brought back to the office, and I got to say they're amazing. And I think that's a true testament where if you're eating day-old barbecue and it still tastes like heaven, I think they're doing something right. So.
Do you have other products that iGrill Inc. as a company or iDevice is working on that you might be able to tell us about that might be introduced over the next couple months?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now the other product we have in the marketplace is called the iShower, which is a Bluetooth-enabled shower speaker. Allows you to stream audio from your smartphone or right into your shower or your pool or when you're at the beach. Allows you to keep your phone or device away from water damage, and you don't have to worry about getting it wet or getting steam in it. I can't talk really about any other products, but I will say to kind of keep tuned in to iDevices because you'll see some great stuff coming out in the next 3 or 4 months.
When was the iGrill actually introduced into the market?
So the iGrill was introduced in late 2010. Our CEO, Chris Allen, as I spoke about earlier, invented it, and it actually launched in Apple stores as the first retail location for it. So he got a lot of help and was able to push this to the market pretty quickly, and it's kind of taken off ever since. And from iGrill came iDevices, and we continue to grow and continue to do great things. So. Like I said, keep your ears open because although I can't talk about them right now, we do have some great products coming out in the next 3 or 4 months.
Obviously there was a lot of thought that this product would do well, both from the CEO and obviously being able to partner with that huge company. Did it surpass expectation? I mean, obviously you're hoping it hit certain benchmarks to ensure its success, but did it surpass all the benchmarks you guys put in place?
I think there's always, you always want to grow more and you always want to see your product perform better. I think from my standpoint, the biggest thing that I've seen is that the iGrill was the first app-enabled product. It was the first product that worked with with an app on your iPhone, and it's a new product market for a lot of consumers. So the first year was kind of slow, and kind of the last 2 years, year and a half, it's really taken off. I mean, the amount of press we've seen around it, the amount of people we've seen started using it. We had about a year ago, close to a year ago today, we had Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, uploaded a picture to his Facebook page of him using the iGrill, and we crashed our site, we crashed our app. It was the one time that I would be okay with that happening, but the last year and a half, it's really taken off, and to see the company where it is now from where it was, 2 years ago, it's absolutely incredible.
Pete Gabriele is the distribution and sales manager for iGrill. You can check him out, of course, letter I, Grill, I-N-C, iGrillInc.com. Go ahead, check him out. Get yourself one today and be part of the craze. Peter, enjoy the time tonight, man. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. You have a great night.
You got it. There he is. Pete Gabriele, iGrill, for all of you people out there watching. iGrillInc.com. That's iGrillInc.com. You can go ahead and check it out, and why not pick yourself up one? I might be telling you a little bit about something that is going to be a special, like an ongoing special with iGrill Inc. as well. So I did see some people, you know what? I did see some people saying that they weren't getting like 200 feet and all of this other stuff. I mean, Bluetooth for maybe or maybe not. I used to work in the wireless industry. Not a wireless industry, right? And with Bluetooth, I mean, if you're putting walls in front of Bluetooth, man, it's trouble, right? So you got to make sure that if you want to get maximum, then as best you can. I mean, I'm not saying, go full demo dog and get out the Sawzall and the sledgehammer, baby. But, depending on where you can put it and get your range, you might bump up to, 125, 150 feet. What can I tell you? iGrillInc.com. That's the place to go. All right, let's get out a little early because we got a giveaway coming up here out of the break. Then Melissa Cookston. This giveaway will be a $10 gift certificate to the BBQ Superstore, one of the 2 regular weekly giveaways. Next week, we'll have a new giveaway on top of the regular 2. You saw him last Sunday, this past Sunday, Dave Bosco Butcher's Barbecue, taking a very respectable 3rd place, by the way, in the finale. And now you're thinking to yourself, wow, he did really well that whole show, and he must have some kick-ass products, and I'm here to tell you, fucking A right he does. ButcherBBQ.com to order. Of course, you saw the injections work flawlessly in all of his shows. The pork, the beef, now the prime injection. Of course, the bird booster, which is now sweeping the nation. 7%. Take your brining and your 7%. I'll go 3 times more and get 21% when I inject with bird booster. Absolutely. Now, I mentioned the Prime Ingester or injection just a little bit ago. That has combined all the things loved from their beef injection using its award-winning flavor enhancer and its ability to keep your brisket juicy. They have combined it with what has become the competition standard in beef flavor, available for sale right now, Butcher Barbecue. Of course, the go-to rubs and sauces. The steak and brisket rub, the honey rub, which you saw prominently featured on the show. The premium rub, which I believe he used just this past Sunday. Butcher's Barbecue, it's formulated to work with injection. Perfect 1-2 punch to impress judges and friends alike. And of course, the sweet barbecue sauce, I love it. No other sauce like it on the market. I always buy 6 because I am not a fool. Plus, my kids like it, so I got to make sure there's enough for me. Shipping doesn't break the bank either, gang. Items totaling up to $55 ship at $8.50. Between $55 and $200, they ship at $9.75. Anything over $200 ships for free. Free means $0.00 after tax. So head on over to ButcherBBQ.com and stock up right now. And don't forget, if you've been screwed by another commercial manufacturer's injection, go to ButcherBBQ.com, click trade-in link, print the label off, and ship whatever you have remaining to Dave. He'll weigh it and in return send you back Butcher Barbecue products. Just his way of making sure that not only his customers are happy, but his competitors' customers are happy as well. ButcherBBQ.com. It's ButcherBBQ.com. Back with a giveaway right after this. Stick around.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Big B, Moonshine Band. Can you feel it? Addicted generation.
Now, the time on the show when we give stuff away. Gonna give it away for free at no cost. So get ready to send that email right now.
All right, as promised, your chance to win a $10 gift card to the Barbecue Superstore. The hell is going on? TheBBQSuperstore.com. All you have to do is send me an email, and in the like, man, I think I got trouble. Oh, no. I got trouble right here in River City. Damn it. In the email, trouble in River City. Spell it. Trouble in River City. This is going to make for an interesting show. For your chance to win a $10 gift card from thebbqsuperstore.com, thanks to Rich Parker and the gang over at the Barbecue Superstore. Good luck.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Big B, Moonshine Band, Suburban Boys Records. Let's go! I'm an outlaw. Give me 2 shots. We don't need a radio. Bring a jukebox. For my outlaws, bring me 3 shots. We can raise hell before the speed stops. I'm a whiskey drinking SOB. If you don't like that, then you won't like me. I'm an outlaw. I said I'm an outlaw. Fire up the Harley, now I'm off.
All right, we are back. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. You want to jump in tonight? Those moonshine bandits have really blown up like crazy cakes. You say crazy cakes anymore? Anyway, for us TV barbecue nerds, Sunday night was the culmination of the current season of BBQ Pitmasters. Joining me tonight to give us some perspective on the final event, one of the judges that picked Rod Gray of Pellet Envy as the overall winner. Let's head to the hotline and welcome back multiple-time Memphis in May world champion, one of the owners of Memphis Barbecue Company, and the newest permanent judge on Barbecue Pitmasters TV, Melissa Cookston, joining me here on the show. Melissa, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Doing absolutely fabulous. I appreciate you making time for the show kind of on short notice. And, you know, the first question I have to ask you has nothing to do, I guess, with the TV show, but did I read somewhere that you are a fresh author now, too?
I am. As a matter of fact, I'm doing the final proofreading on the book right now. I had to lay it down to answer the phone.
Wow. So, like, when would the American consuming public possibly be able to get after it?
It will be out in April. Actually, Amazon has it on pre-sale now, which is crazy considering it has 8 months before it's released. But, yeah, it's called Smoking in the Boys' Room, and it'll be in all the major bookstores and, of course, on Amazon.
All right, so that's one of the best titles for a book in recent memory. Is it a recipe book? Is it Melissa's view of competition barbecue, kind of being a female in a male-dominated industry? I mean, what's the concept of the book?
Yeah, it's all of that. I've got a lot of recipes from, my childhood growing up in the Mississippi Delta, as well as some competition recipes. It wouldn't be me if I didn't throw in some humor and some stories.
Melissa Cookston joining me here on the show. Smoking in the Boys' Room is going to be the new book coming out next year in April, so we'll certainly keep an eye out for that. As far as writing this book, and I've talked to obviously a number of authors here on this show that are in the barbecue realm, what's the experience been like for you? Is it something that has freely flowed off the pen? Has it been a labor of love? Has it just been labor?
Well, it definitely was not as easy as I thought it would be. It's taken a long time to put together. I had a great publisher, Lane Butler with Andrews McNeil. I didn't go the route of ghostwriter, which now I'm thinking maybe I should have. But it's finally come together, and it doesn't have as many stories as I would like for it to have. But, they want me to save something for book number 2. So, maybe with that one I'll get more stories in it.
So were you, immediately signed to a multiple book deal?
No, I wasn't signed a multiple book deal, but, they have often talked about it. So, there's hope.
Hey, why not? If they're talking about it, that means they want to do it. They're just not saying it yet. That's what I've come to find out. This season of Barbecue Pitmasters seemed to be, at least from all the accounts I've seen, to be the best received season, and I guess what most would refer to as that season 1. A lot of barbecue people out there, and you see what's on the internet. Do you find it to be the same way?
Yeah, this is the first season that I've actually watched with rapt attention as a viewer because I didn't have any stakes in the game. And, I really like the way that the producers are, letting us just freely talk about what we would do. And they're showing more cooking. And I think the viewers are really picking up a lot more and seeing actually what goes on, somewhat in a competition setting. So, I'm really pleased. And I thought the finale was the best yet.
Obviously, there is going to be like a next season since you're a new permanent judge. Do you think the show has proved itself enough to not have to worry if it will be renewed each season? It's really kind of become the face of Destination America, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's their highest rated TV show, I believe. That was what I was getting, when we were filming, the numbers I were getting. I really am not concerned at all about, the next couple of seasons. I think it has legs, and I think it'll be around. Let's face it, reality TV is here to stay for a while. And, it's a good show. Anything that puts barbecue out there is great, in my opinion. And I think the way they've done this season and the positive response that they've gotten really just gives them more of a format to go on that will bring more viewers to watch it.
The season before this one seemed to kind of fly under the radar a little bit, and then things changed up for the one that we just wrapped up on Sunday. Do you know if the ongoing ones will be more like the one that is just wrapped up, or will we see one that was just like the one before coming up?
That's the talk. We really, I think, would like to start filming in the spring and go ahead and do 13 episodes and do the same format as we did this last season. I believe the season before that was in the fall of last year, so they didn't really have a whole lot of time to catch a whole lot of episodes before they started airing. But I believe going forward, we'll see the tournament-style play, and I think it'll be that same 13-episode series, but I don't have that confirmed by network.
Melissa Cookston joining me here on the show. Melissa, the final cook, two well-established KCBS cooks in Dave Bosca and Rod Gray, Butcher Barbecue, Pellet Envy, of course. They're kind of a virtual unknown until this season in Lene Oxley at Sugar's Barbecue. Given the two teams that Lene had to go up against and beat in the semis, was she like the biggest surprise for you to see out of those three?
I'm not really ever surprised. I've always thought that on any given Saturday, anybody could win. I've seen teams come from nowhere in competitions and win grand champions on the NBN circuit, and it's not really ever surprising to me when somebody does that, just because competition can be fickle, and depending on what table you land on, what judges you draw, anybody can win on any given day.
The final cook is Whole Hog. Obviously, if people haven't watched it yet or they're going to watch it on Amazon, tune out because we're about to blow up the whole thing. The final cook was Whole Hog. Obviously, right up both yours and Myron's wheelhouse to judge, given the success that you have both had with it in the Memphis and May tournaments. Tuffy is a pork shoulder champion in the same contest, so good background in this category to judge for sure. Pits are something that the cooks know inside and out. To throw langs at them, how big of an issue really was that for them, do you think?
Of course, Lene cooks on a lang all the time. I've always said, if you're a good cook, you can cook on anything. And I'm a firm believer in that. We were throwing concrete cinder block pits in season 2, and I had confidence in my ability to do that. It's really about fire management, and irregardless of whether you have to have the nose up a little bit, which, we had Ben Lang there answering any questions they had. I really believe that it didn't throw as big a curveball as they thought it was going to.
You just mentioned it, and I'm going to dovetail into it, so I'm sorry if it sounds like we're kind of repeating, but you mentioned you had to use a brick pit a few seasons ago for your Whole Hog cook. If given the choice, would you have rather used the lang or the brick pit?
Oh, I'd rather use a lang. I love that offset smoke. I'm sorry, I've got a bad headache. I love that offset firebox at the end. It's so much better than the cinder block pits and having the fire directly below it. I cook a running style hog. I could never do that on a cinder block pit because, the fats render and there's always the worry of a grease fire.
Yep.
And there's absolutely really no control on the cinder block pit. It depends on how well it's made, and if it's left any air gaps. So, yeah, definitely the line.
So, because we're barbecue nerds and we break it down more than anybody else would that's traditionally consuming the show, there were two kind of big criticisms that I heard overwhelmingly. However, praise, very good. But we got to break it down because that's what we do here on the show. First one was this. Why didn't anyone, as far as the judges were concerned, get out from behind the table and look around to the initial presentation?
You mean why didn't we walk around to the hog, actually?
Yeah, everybody just kind of stood up and stood right where they were, and nobody, shantied around to take a gander.
Yeah, I was probably the furthest away. Well, I was the furthest away from the hogs. And when I stood up, I got a good view of the inside of the cavity. I could see, everything I needed to see. Basically, on the appearance of a hog, you're just looking at the skin coloration, the inside cavity, the bones to see if they're charred. Make sure there's some moisture. And I could see everything I needed to see from where I was standing. Otherwise, I would have walked around.
All right, second one was this. There was no blind judging at all, not even for the one-bite challenge. Did they tell you that they were going to go away from this in the finale? Because I guess for the haters, it's going to leave sort of a door open, right?
Well, it's been my experience that no matter what you do, you're always going to have the haters out there. And, with the whole hog presentation, it's just such a nice presentation outside of putting it in a box. When you put it in a box, you kind of lose something. I think, in Memphis style, we do finals are all on site. That's what we're used to. There is no blind in the finals judging on Memphis style cooking. So, I think for the finale it was great because they got to see pitmasters actually, show their stuff. They were pulling meat in front of the judges. And also, that's kind of a factor for the pitmasters. Can they hold up under the pressure of doing that? I thought it was a neat twist, and I'm glad they did it.
Oh, I thought it was absolutely fantastic to see. And I guess being a sales guy by trade or profession, if you can call it that, I like the pressure of being able to talk to somebody and see if I'm closing a deal or not. If I'm presenting my hog and your eyes are glazing over, I need to figure out a way to get you back. That just kind of makes my juices run, no pun intended. Was there any prep or classes or information given to the teams in regards to how to cook a hog? Because it did seem kind of a little bit odd, and it could just be through editing, that Dave happened to have an extra brisket to lay under the hog and that people had Dremel and Sawzall tools. Did they have any idea that this was going to happen previous?
Oh, no. You never know what you're going to cook on Pitmasters. They can throw anything. They threw rattlesnake at me one time. They're given a list of a lot of meats that they might have to cook. And, of course, whole hog was on there. And I think going into any competition, especially one where you don't know what you're cooking, you should be prepared for anything they throw at you. So, and I think the teams were. That's why they brought the tools that they did. But they did not know before,
wow.
We unveiled it that that's what they were cooking.
Overall, did you think they did, all three of them did extremely well for not cooking like hogs a lot?
I tell you what, when we unveiled the whole hogs, I'm looking out there and I'm seeing two Kansas City cooks and Lene cooks on the West Coast, and I'm thinking, holy cow, have any of these people cooked whole hogs? For me, it is the ultimate thing to cook. It's so multifaceted. You got to get that shoulder nice and tender while maintaining that loin, and it's what I love to do. It's absolutely my favorite thing to cook, and it shows some skill set when you can do that. And those three pitmasters did a fantastic job.
Melissa Cookston joining me here on the show. You've made award-winning hogs for years now. You won everything that there is many times over. As you tasted these turn-ins, did you even think for 1 second that maybe one of these three could have beaten you in an MIM contest?
Oh, no.
Ah, yeah! So, it really just goes to show, the elite. It's almost like, the Major League Baseball player, maybe they're somewhere around double-A ball, right?
Well, you realize how many thousands of hogs have I cooked? I've learned all the tricks. I've learned, what not to do many, many, many times over. And I know specifically what muscles I'm going to go for on that hog in order to give a judge. But that's just from cooking so many of them. These pitmasters didn't have that knowledge. So, I'm going to tell you, they did a great job, and I was pretty proud of them.
Melissa Cookston is the newest permanent judge on BBQ Pitmasters television. She is a new author, and you will see her book coming out next April. It looks like Adam Hawthorne has already pre-ordered a book, so we just got one for you. There you go. Just that easy. From what I understand in publishing, and I've never written a book, pre-orders count too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You sell 1 million pre-orders, you got 1 million books sold. It's just that easy.
It's just that easy.
Right. So what are you up to next, Melissa, before I let you go?
Right now, I'm currently looking for a restaurant site. So if anybody knows of anything great that a Memphis barbecue company would look good in, give me a shout-out.
How about the brown and orange of Cleveland, Ohio, Melissa? Barbecue aficionados reign supreme over in this neck of the woods.
I know. I would look there before anywhere else. How about that?
All right. Well, we'll take that and run with it. Melissa Cookston is joining me here on the show. Melissa, always appreciate the time. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks, Greg.
You got it. There she is, Melissa Cookston, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey. I don't know why the hell I'm hitting that one. I want to hit this one. So, Pete, is that coming over like really loud, or is it just my ear thing? Hey, vey. That's what. Hold on. I'm going to stop here just for 1 second. Tell me how loud this sounds. Does that sound all right? Does that sound too loud? Whatever. Now we can move on. I'll wait for your reaction. It's fine. Could it be louder, Corey? Could it be louder? Not too loud. Not nearly as loud as some of the bumper music. Eric, good one. Standard loud. Okay, good. I'm just waiting for the one guy. Could be louder. I know. Having a Labor Day party? Don't be the host that's stuck by the grill all day. Go enjoy your party. Watch the temperature of your meat from your iPhone or Android device with iGrill. My video looks choppy. God damn it, I'm going to have to unplug it. If you haven't gotten one yet and you're like, I'm holding out for the free one, fine. Coming up in October, we will be doing a contest for a free iGrill unit, so stay tuned for that. The iGrill, as Pete Gabriele talked about, Bluetooth-enabled cooking thermometer that pairs with your Apple or Android device using the free iGrill Pro app, which can be downloaded in the iTunes App Store and the Google Play Store. The Bluetooth range is up to 200 feet, so you can monitor your food from practically anywhere in the house or yard. This gives you the free time to do whatever you want with the assurance that your food is being cooked perfectly. Go watch the game, have a beer, have 10. Throw up, black out in the bedroom. You'll still be able to see where your pit temperature is at and where your food temperature is at. Then go mow the lawn. iGrill's got your food covered. The iGrill has dual probe capability, so you can monitor 2 different pieces of meat at once. You can also measure the ambient temperature of your smoker or grill using the ambient temperature probe that can be purchased at iGrillinc.com. iGrillinc.com. Now, and it's weird. I knew it. Within the app, wait, where's the thing? Okay, sorry. Within the app, you can set minimum and maximum temperature settings. If your grill or smoker gets too hot or too cool, your smart device will alert you. It won't sound like this.
It's too hot, senor. It's too hot. It's too cold, senor. It's too cold.
Enter promo code CENTRAL at checkout for 15% off everything at iGrillinc.com. The letter I, the word grill, I-N-C, iGrillinc.com. Enter promo code CENTRAL at checkout for 15% off everything. And don't forget that they also give free U.S. shipping on all orders over $50. The free iGrill app has iOS Facebook integration. The app also has a globe feature, so you can show iGrillers around the world what you're making, and it's all $80. And don't forget, coming up in October, we'll be doing a contest for a free iGrill unit. Why not? All right, we'll wrap up the first hour. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Email from John Dawson, yes, in reference to is it loud? Yes, it's loud and it's weird. Dude, it goes to 11. John, shut up. Come on. Anybody else pre-order a book? All right, before we got to Melissa Cookston, we did a giveaway of a $10 gift certificate to the Barbecue Superstore, and the winner, Chris Sorrell. So, congratulations to Chris. I get about 15 emails a week going, you don't do anything for the podcast listeners. What am I supposed to do? If you want to win stuff on the show, do me the favor and tune in live. I'm not whining and complaining that, 50,000 of you download the show at your convenience and a few hundred of you watch the show live. I'm not saying that I like the live listeners better, but I do. Has anybody seen the person in the chat room? The inanimate object in the chat room, Greg Rempe's hair. Where did he go? Where did my hair go? It's coming back on. Look at this. Look at that. It's like the letter E, right? Here's the letter E right there. It's fabulous. E. Never mind. Chris, you will get a email from Richard Parker, somebody over at Barbecue Superstore. They will tell you how to redeem it. You do not need to send me a shipping info because I'll just forward your email over to Richard and he'll take care of it from there. John Dawson, first ever Grand Championship this past week. Of course. I corresponded with him. It's the karma. Never doesn't work. Never doesn't work. What's this? Emails are weird. You know what else is weird? Garage sales are weird. We might get into a little bit of garage sailing next. The one thing that I'm going to take away from the conversation that I just had with Melissa Cookston, and I don't know if anybody was listening, I said, hey, we were giving a lot of props and love to the 3 contestants for cooking that whole hog. Thought they did very well. I said, hey, was there ever a point when you were sampling their hog and you thought, damn, this would take my win away from me at MIN? She took about 1 nanosecond and said, no. That's what I like. That's what I want on this show. That's why I asked the tough question, right? I want the people that are going to go, what? I mean, it was good. But, they were going to beat me. I've won whole hog like 50 times. No, they're not going to. That's the answer I want. No reason to not answer that question. I'm glad she decided to answer that. Of course, Melissa's not going to be one to bite the tongue, if you know what I mean. All right, so we will step away here quickly. We'll reload for the second hour. Don't forget, we got a jam-packed second hour. We got giveaways coming up in the tune of Sweet Smoke Q Juice. If you've won Sweet Smoke Q Juice already, opt out if you could. Opt out if you could. I mean, if you win it, you win. It's a contest. Let somebody else enjoy the Sweet Smoke Q Juice for crying out loud. Erin Evinson is coming up. Chad Von Ward, Whiskey Bent Barbecue coming up. Lots of crazy things happening here, kids, on the show. 877-448-0433. You can email me, Greg at the BBQ Central Show if you want. And we'll go from there. See you at the top. I'm going to get more water. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Understand my intention.
Happy to have you aboard here for the really big barbecue show.
We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Fine, how you doing?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle.
Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude!
Succulent fish, what?
He ate 54 wieners.
But listen, Lavernius, shake a face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
All right, just like that, we're into the second hour. Welcome. This is the Barbecue Central Show. We talk about things that happen over live fire. Mostly barbecuing, sometimes grilling, sometimes Dutch oven.
Hey, that reminds me one time I was sitting in the hotel room with a lovely skank. And after I got done wielding my sword, I gave her a Dutch oven. It was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy. Dutch oven.
Still to come tonight, as previously mentioned before the end of the first hour, Erin Evinson and Chad Ward. On the show next week, Jesse Black from ThermoWorks. Anybody familiar with ThermoWorks? Anybody have a Thermapen? Yeah, they make Thermapen. So we're going to be talking to Jesse Black from ThermoWorks. And after months and months and months, nay, years of chasing, making his Barbecue Central Show debut, the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Perry Lang, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Adam Perry Lang will be in for no less than 2 segments as well. So 10 o'clock hour, 10:14, 10:35. Get your notebooks, your pens, your pencils, some type of writing utensils, because Adam Perry Lang will be in the house, and we'll be chatting it up about probably more of the grilling stuff. I mean, he's a barbecue master as well. So looking forward to getting his take on a lot of stuff. Debunking the debunked bunks of myths and legends, you name it. APL and the BBQCS. Yeah, that's right. Last week I had mentioned that we are doing a raffle that will be benefiting Operation Barbecue Relief. So here's what you need. Somebody go to my website and make that post. Somebody do that? It's called Hog with a Heart Post. It's probably a couple there. And then link that up for everybody to take a look at. Bottom line, here's what it is. If you don't win the raffle and you're still going, because you've already signed up for the class, you know, you've paid $1,500. Well worth it. The class is going to be great. The knowledge you're going to get imparted on is going to be second to none. Top hog cooks in the country will be there to show you how to prep it, how to dress it, how to cook it, how to profit if you want to turn it into like a little semi-business or whatever. So $1,500 a bargain by any stretch of the imagination. For a $27 ticket, all you have to do is go to, there it is, there's the link, thanks to Meat Rake, and it spells out everything that you need to know about it. The most important thing to remember out of all of this is, A, any monies that are generated through the $27 donations for purchase of raffle tickets go to Operation Barbecue Relief 100%. If you buy even one ticket right now, your odds of winning are really good. I think maybe we've sold 10 or 15 tickets, maybe. So, you know, I'm pretty disappointed in the turnout. I mean, look, buy a ticket. If you can't, you know, if you just want to make the donation, you know, make the donation, $27. And then, you know, give the ticket to somebody else or whatever. But it's $27 ticket. You do have a number of different pricing options down there, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All the money is operating or is benefiting Operation Barbecue Relief. You can win your way in to this $1,500 class for a mere $27. I will announce the winner live on this show. I believe it's going to be running until September 6th. Is that right? I don't have my calendar. Damn it. Let me get to the Google's calendar. Calendar. There we go. Go to month view. Go to September's. This is running for a month, or for 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks' time, it'll be, So September 6th will be the last day that you can enter. So that'll be, we're roughly a week and change out. Week and 4 days. And then I will announce the winner live on the show September 10th. Now, you have to be able to get yourself there. If you win, know up front, and it's well spelled out in my post on thebbqcentralshow.com, Hog with a Heart. It's linked up there in the chat room right now. If you win, you got to get yourself. So if you live in New Hampshire, I mean, I don't know if really anybody lives in New Hampshire, but just for instance, if you live in New Hampshire, you have to get yourself to the American Royal. Now, once you're there, you're going to get taken care of the night before the class. There's going to be a lot of partying, a lot of eating that you're going to be able to partake in. Of course, the day of the class, there's going to be a lot of eating there as well. It's going to be a time to be had, a time for the ages, for sure. So, and what's the worst thing that's happening? You're benefiting Operation Barbecue Relief, which is a fabulous charity, fabulous organization. So I think you want to do that. $27 per ticket, and it goes until September 6th. But you got to get yourself there if you win. If you have any questions, email me off hours, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. I'll answer any questions that you have, or I can put you in touch with David Marks as well. He's the marketing director over there at Operation Barbecue Relief. Do it. Make it. Come on. Really? The Sam's Club Series rolled into Richmond, Virginia this past weekend. This was the last local qualifier that feeds into that Chesapeake, Virginia regional. That's going to take place September 9th. The top 6 teams moving on and rounding out the regional. He is also a judge on BBQ Pitmasters. He's been on the show a number of times. Some might call him a little long-winded at times. Tuffy Stone, Cool Smoke, winning it with 677. So, when we're looking at scores, 677, kind of on the light side when compared to some of those 680s, 90s, and 700s that we've seen so far this year. Grogs and Hogs takes reserve at 674, so you're looking at 2 points and change. So quite a healthy win for Tuffy Stone and the gang over there at Cool Smoke. Number 3, Piedmont Pit Barbecue. Number 4, Chicks, Swine, and Bovine. Always a formidable competitor. Number 5, Flaming Pig. And number 6, Serial Griller. So just making it into the 6th. That's all you need to do. You just got to make top 6 to get in there. So roughly 12 points separating 1 through 6 there. So quite a healthy margin. Folks, sometimes on this show we talk about things that seem to be getting out of hand. One of those things in recent talks has been bacon, and have we gone too far with bacon, and where does it end? Will it ever end? Evidently, folks, it will never end. Bacon Bowl, Saturday, October 26, 2013. That's right, I said it. Bacon Bowl. Northwest Arkansas Mall, Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's the Bacon Bowl. I mean, who doesn't like the Bacon Bowl? I'm pretty sure I don't even know what the Bacon Bowl is. Let's go to About. See what this has to say. The 2013 Bacon Bowl, inaugural Bacon Bowl, presented by Petite Jean Meats. Presented by the Bacon Bowl will feature competitors testing their culinary skills in creating the best bacon dishes featuring Arkansas's own Petite Jean Meats bacon. They should be a sponsor of the show. Teams can choose to enter entrees or dessert divisions or both, with Petite Jean's Meat generously donating their mouth-watering bacon to all who compete. Teams are divided into amateur and professional divisions. The winners will receive cash and prizes. Local and national celebrities and food critics will determine winners, and the professional division overall best dish champion winning a trip to New Orleans to represent Northwest Arkansas at the 6th Annual New Orleans Food Festival in March 2014 and held in the world-famous French Quarter. Festival attendees will also have their voices heard by voting for the People's Choice Award. For those interested in competing, online registration for the Bacon Bowl opens to the general public August 1st, which was a number of days ago, or baconbowl.net. That's .net, not .com. Baconbowl.net. And that lasts until Friday, October 18th. So, look, I mean, just when you think you couldn't possibly have any more, bacon, there's now a freaking Bacon Bowl. Bacon Bowl? Bro. As a world, and really, it's just us, I got to imagine, because I can't imagine third world countries are downing bacon by the pound, or as we would here in the States, the ton. Can we stop with the bacon? Oh, my God. It's a little too much bacon. Bacon Bowl. What I find incredibly weird is if I went to Bacon Bowl and won Bacon Bowl, I would be representing Northwest Arkansas in the French Quarter in New Orleans. I would be representing Northwest Arkansas. How about I represent Cleveland, where I belong? That's weird in itself. The Barbecue Guru has been the longest running sponsor of this show. They do automatic pit temperature control devices. They have a number of them that you can choose from, including the CyberQ Wi-Fi unit. I think that has to be the most, this is unbelievable. That's my LeBron James right there. This has to be one of the most popular ones I have. It's probably like neck and neck between CyberQ, which is going to be the most expensive unit, and the CyberQ, or the Party Q, which is, I guess, the least expensive. But here's what you need to do. You need to go to thebbqguru.com and check out all their products, or you can call them 800-288-GURU. So if you're a busy working professional, or perhaps you're constantly on the run with the kids doing errands, quite frankly, you just don't have the time to set around 10 pit temperatures, the Barbecue Guru allows you to throw on a pork butt or a brisket or a couple slabs of ribs, and then you're off to do whatever it is you need to get done. The Barbecue Guru maintains that pit temperature you set it at. If you have wireless technology, a smart device, a tablet, a netbook, laptop, computer with an access to Wi-Fi, you can get the CyberQ Wi-Fi and monitor your pit temperature, your internal meat temperatures, and you can make adjustments right there on your device. Very easy to do, very convenient. You never have to get out of bed anymore to check your pit. Just take your phone to bed. Then you have that Party Q, $129 for most cookers, getting a facelift already, according to Bob Trudnak a couple weeks ago. Party Q, the easiest point of entry into the pit temperature control device market. There's a self-contained package and runs on AA batteries. If you're going to get a Party Q for your ceramic cookers, it's going to be $10 extra to fit that bottom vent. So even $139 is a bargain. And again, you can take it from one Kamado cooker to the next to the next. You can then put it on a kettle grill. You can put it on a Weber Smoky Mountain. You can put it on a charbroil. Let me rephrase that. You can't put it on a charbroil unless you rig it out. Worst cookies. But really, at $129, it's hard to beat. Super hard to beat. If you're in the market for a cooker, look for the Onyx oven. Winning on competition circuits just as early as 2 weeks ago. Fully insulated, holds a ton of meat, accommodates half and full pans for food service. You know it's going to work with all the automatic temperature control devices over at the Barbecue Guru. So do yourself a favor, head on over to thebbqguru.com or call 800-288-GURU. And we're back with Erin Evinson right after this. Stick around, I'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, we're back. 877-448-0433. Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. My next guest walked off with the win at the Sutter's Home Build a Better Burger contest last month that grossed her a cool $100,000. But she is a grizzled cook competitor and a number of wins to her credit before the one last month. Let's race over to the hotline and welcome first timer to the show, Erin Evinson, joining me. Erin, how are you?
Oh, great. Greg, thank you so much. I can't believe I get to follow, the progress genius of Peter Gabriele.
I mean...
No, I'm just kidding. Actually far more excited to follow up with the inventor of iGrill. So it's been a great night. Thank you so much for having me.
Certainly my pleasure, Erin, and I appreciate you making time. I guess maybe for the folks that don't know so much about you, a little background about you, maybe both personally and professionally.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. I pretty much, across the board, I'm simply a home cook. I really lucked out about 6 years ago. I entered my first competition, which was actually Sutter Home's Build a Better Burger contest. I entered it primarily because my dad had just passed away, and he had been in the process of building my parents' dream house in Colorado. And after he died, we're like, oh, holy crap, we can't, pay someone to do this. So I thought, what can I do legally? Obviously there are a lot of things I could have made money from legally, but I thought about what I could do. And people had told me constantly, you know what, your food's good. Why don't you enter a contest? And I just didn't think that was something that really kind of meshed with my personality. But I kind of looked around and kind of stumbled upon this competition. I was like, well, why not give it a go? And I went for it. And after I met the other people competing there, it was kind of my first introduction to any type of competitive cooking environment. I was hooked because everyone who does this is awesome. And that's how it started.
Erin Evinson joining me here on the show. She does have a website if you want to check it out while we're talking. It is weeatinsound.com. What does that mean exactly, Erin?
There's a really great song by a band called Elf Power called We Dream in Sound, and that was kind of the inspiration. I love pairing songs with food. I think it's kind of a natural pairing. I know it's super dorky and nerdy, but it's a very, very new blog. I will warn people, but it will become better in time.
Well, I read over it. It actually is very encompassing right now. So, as long as you keep at it and you keep adding that, people love content, right, Erin? So you got to keep trucking away as long as that's concerned. Did you grow?
Thank you so much, Greg.
Oh, no problem. Did you grow up in a house where cooking was like the event of the evening, or is this kind of something that happened later in life for you?
No, I really lucked out that I grew up in a household in which my mom was a great cook. My dad was a great cook, which, usually when you have two parents who are both really great cooks, it's kind of unusual. My siblings, my sister is 10 years older than I am, and my brother is 13 years older than I am. So I was really lucking out to see a lot of really great creative cooking in the house. But I think the thing that really made a difference for me was that my parents, particularly my mom, just said basically, make a mess, do whatever you want, be creative. And my first creation that I really remember, sticking with me was, I took some ash out of the fireplace, because I think our entire family is pretty much pyromaniacs. And we love the open fire. We love the grill. And I took some ash and mashed it together with some brown sugar, and, I thought it was delicious. So, but I think that's really what kind of inspired all of us, was just the ability to be artistic and creative and to do whatever we wanted. And I think it makes a big difference, because a lot of people are very afraid of the kitchen and the grill as adults. So it's just kind of an open invitation for people who may not have been interested in cooking to kind of invite their kids back into the kitchen to let that fear go. because I think it's really important.
Erin Evinson joining me here on the show. You know, Erin, obviously a lot of people listen to my show know about barbecue competitions, but probably aren't too familiar with all the other food competitions that are available to take part in each year. Obviously, you told us when you decided to get into it, but how did you find out about these cooking competitions? It's really nothing that would actually cross my mind, if I'm being honest.
No, it makes absolutely perfect sense. It kind of came to me from the exact same angle. I didn't know anything about competitive cooking. And I think the first person who told me about anything was someone who I pretty much just met like at a corner bodega and said, you know, I know you're really into cooking. You should look into this website. It's a website called Competition Cooking Central. And when I looked into it, I saw a lot of the different opportunities available for competitive cooking. And I was very well aware of the KCBS circuit and a lot of different things that I just simply wasn't physically being able to be a part of. Just living in urban environments sometimes is a little prohibitive for that. But Competition Cooking Central is a great alternative. And also just simply Googling, like, for different sponsors. You know, there pretty much every like wine sponsor and a lot of different food sponsors are really open to having different competitions. So if you just kind of look up like competitive cooking on amateur level, you'll find a wide realm of things that could possibly like appeal to you.
You know, a typical barbecue contest in most sanctioning bodies is going to run you anywhere between, let's say, $600, $700 on the low side, maybe up to $1,000 when you include entry fees, meat costs, rubs, sauces, travel, and so forth. What does a contest run that you're competing in?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge difference between, like, some really incredibly intensive barbecue competitions versus some of the other home contests that are available. I mean, this sounds horrible. I know my brother-in-law is very, very, I mean, just simply phenomenal brisket maker. He actually placed first in the Jack in 2011 for his brisket. And when I see the contest prizes between the barbecue circuit and the home competition circuit, sometimes it just shocks me.
Oh, for sure.
The difference in the purses is extraordinary. Sutter Homes Build-A-Better Burger is a $100,000 contest.
Right.
In order to create a burger. And basically the difference being that it is a lot of these home competition or recipe competition scenarios are you have to present a recipe that actually is accurate. And from there, they choose, 5 recipes that they actually feel can compete. And when you get into the competition circuit, you cannot deviate from those recipes. And the prize package is extraordinary. And I've actually noticed a trend in voting competitions as well in terms of amateur, in which, especially with Facebook being involved, there's a lot of competition getting other people to vote for you. That's not necessarily something I'm very interested in. I've seen that trend, but I've also seen from that trend the purses for that particular competition or those competitions raising significantly.
Erin, let me ask you a quick question here because I am getting some instant feedback here in the chat room. A lot of these guys are competition barbecue cooks, so when they see when they see a number like $100,000, their initial idea is that's the overall purse. What's the cut for the grand champion? You won $100,000.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, you're not splitting that with anybody.
Check mail $100,000. Yeah.
There you go. Boom. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, so do you remember the very first contest that you competed in, and what was that experience like for you?
Oh yes. I always loved home cooking. I mean, home cooking has been my thing from day one. And my greatest joy always came from making people happy from that. But when we had a tragedy in my family, and I was like, oh, maybe I can make some money to save this house, right? This was the first contest I entered. And frankly, it came from a very less than pure place in that I wanted to try to find like kind of a high purse competition to enter.
Yeah.
And I entered it, and it just, I don't know, being invited the first time to cook at that was insane because it wasn't just simply the purse that was involved, but more meeting the people. But I will say after that, I just wanted to go back to this particular contest. And when I actually won under $1,000, it was truly surreal. I looked down the line. Basically what happened was we were all on stage, the people who were still left in this particular cook-off. And I looked down, and I was still trying to figure out as they kept naming the second runner-up, the first runner-up, who it was who was going to win this. And before I knew it, I was named, and there was this novelty check in front of me. And it was just an incredibly surreal opportunity. And to this day, I cannot tell you what happened between that and about 20 minutes after it, because it just didn't make any sense, because I completely understood a lot of the other competitive competitions in terms of cooking, and particularly in barbecue, that didn't have purses that large. And I was still trying to figure out how it happened. And to me, it was just really an opportunity of the environment, my frame of mind, my focus, everything of that particular day, including the weather, that came into effect for me to pull that off. And I'm still shocked.
Erin Evinson joining me here on the show. If you want to check out her website here while we're talking, it's weeatinsound.com, weeatinsound.com. Tell us a little bit about the recipe, Erin. Not a traditional burger, I guess, by any stretch, but look, you go to a burger place anymore and you are seeing burgers that are really outside of the box and pushing boundaries of concept and taste alike. How did you come up with that 7-train caramelized green curry burger?
That's so awesome, Greg. Thank you. You know what? Before my partner and I moved to New York, I'm actually originally from Chicago, and my boyfriend and I moved to Bay Ridge in Brooklyn, New York, in very, very early 2006. And a large part of our kind of journey of moving to New York had to do with this one restaurant in Bayside, Queens. It's a Thai restaurant called Shripapad. And it had this just kind of life-changing fried watercress salad. And ever since I tasted that salad, I thought, if there's only some kind of way that I can incorporate this into a sandwich or a burger. And it took years and years to kind of figure it out because it was such kind of a special taste on its own. But I kind of thought it could make this really, really awesome burger because it would really kind of pay off from the smokiness of the grill in order to really complement the salad component itself. So after a few years of kind of sketching on the subway, like just kind of theories about it and writing down different menu components, a lot of different taste testing, it finally came together into something semi-coherent. And then I was really lucky to have a wonderful taste tester, my boyfriend, who could tell me, that's too much vinegar because he's very sensitive to that, whereas I had a very high tolerance for it. And just through, like a lot of taste testing and finally kind of narrowing it down, I thought I had something that could remotely be competitive. And I entered it. Lo and behold, it was accepted, and I won. And to this day, it's still kind of a miracle that it all happened. But it's all kind of pulling together flavors that you like and just thinking about other things that you enjoy. And before I knew it, the recipe came together.
You know, you look over your resume of contests that you have done, you know, and the one that I see starts in 2007 up to current times. You win, like, quite a bit. You've had seconds and third places, but, you know, rarely do you just kind of see, you know, where you showed up, but you didn't place anywhere. I mean, you've been very successful pretty much right from Jump Street in 2007.
It's really been kind of miraculous. I did not expect that to happen. A lot of, what I attribute success to, and that's kind of difficult for me to say, but is when I go into cook-off environments, I become incredibly calm once I actually start the cooking process, because I just simply feel like I'm cooking for people I love. And I think sometimes that really is the difference between like a really, really incredible recipe that is cooked by someone who is just cooking to win versus like an okay recipe and someone cooking with love. It sounds like super cliche, but it really, I think, does play a lot into the way that the ultimate recipe comes out to the judges. And I've really lucked out to be successful in that regard.
Erin Evinson joining me here on the show. She's the reigning champ of the Build a Better Burger contest that saw her win $100,000. And you can find out more about her again by visiting the website weeatinsound.com. Erin, thanks so much for coming on tonight and talking about the win and how you really got into this thing. I really appreciate it.
Oh, Greg, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Go Cleveland!
You got it. Thank you very much. There she is, Erin Evinson. What a breath of fresh air than the traditional stuff that we're seeing on the show every so often. Wow. She said go Cleveland on purpose. Yeah. Nobody says that ever. Except Browns backers. Browns backers. Like my man Sam Hayes. Sammy! Chad Ward coming up out of the break. She won $100,000 for making a burger. $100,000. Oh. Somebody said in the chat room, I'm retiring from barbecue and I'm going to hone my burger skills. Yeah, no kidding. You know, the trusted online retailer of my choice is Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply. Luckily for me, I talked to Fred the other day, and he's like, man, we got it all happening right here, right now. I got to get back on the show. I got to tell everybody what we have going on. I said, Fred, relax. Keep pumping up awesome YouTube videos on your page and showing them and emailing and all that stuff. But let me tell everybody about how you're carrying Kamado Joe cookers and Meadow Creek cookers and spices and sauces and accessories. Let me tell everybody about how all of these items are pretty much ready to stock immediately when you order. Oak Ridge Brines and Rubs, Plowboys Rubs and Sauces, Smoke on Wheels products. Tasty Licks has them all. You know Tasty Licks is your Big Green Egg headquarters as well, including many items for the egg you can't get anywhere else. They're made specially for Fred because he is the egg exuberant genius. They're in stock. They're ready to ship to you. Also, Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply now carrying Harry Sue's new chicken rub. This is the rub that helped him win 8 grand championships last year and Team of the Year in chicken. Of course, the injections are here as well. Heavy hitters, Butcher's Barbecue, Cosmos Q, every type of barbecue guru, and its related accessory, all right here at Tasty Licks. They have the Green Mountain grilled pellet grills right there as well. They're a dealer. And as Fred says right here on the show, they provide classes to the public as well. Fred teaches a lot of them, including those pizza classes, but he flies in top talent on the circuit as well for those competition cooking classes. So attention teams, Tasty Licks is your competition headquarters. All supplies for competition teams, pans in different sizes, aluminum trays, gloves, thermometers, turn-in boxes for practice. Make this your one-stop shop. TastyLicksBBQ.com is the place to go. Head on over there right now. And as I said, enjoy those videos that Fred puts up. I mean, they're funny. He's a funny guy. Very charismatic. He has what we would call an ebullient character about him. But there's a lot of great information there as well, especially if you own one of the cookers that he is using. I mean, learn from those videos for crying out loud. If you make an order, drop Fred a line that you heard about him right here on this show. Let him know his support of this show is appreciated. TastyLicksBBQ.com. That's TastyLicksBBQ.com. We're coming back with a Sweet Smoke Q Juice giveaway, and then Chad Von Ward after that. Stick around. Be right back.
Now's the time where we give stuff away. People give us stuff on the show to give away.
We're going to give it away.
Money for you.
No money.
That's why it's free.
$0.
Send an email on its way.
It's sad.
When I tell you to.
I'm going to tell you.
That's why we give stuff away.
Free. Your chance to win Sweet Smoke Q Juice from Jim Elser of Sweet Smoke Q, giving away a bottle. Website, if you can't wait to get your fat hands on some of this, Sweet Smoke and then the letter Q. SweetSmokeQ.com. All you have to do in the subject line, 100 grand, Polly. Then you could win a bottle of Sweet Smoke Q Juice. You send me an email in the subject line, 100 grand, Polly. You tell me the movie where I'm pulling that from, I'll give you something else for free. Thanks to Jim Elser and Sweet Smoke Q for giving away of the bottle of Sweet Smoke Q Juice. Again, the website, SweetSmokeQ.com. 100 grand Polly gets it. Good luck.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs. And the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
All right, it's the song sweeping the nation, sweeping the region, sweeping townships across southern Ohio. All right, helping me close the show tonight, a friend of mine, a competitive pitmaster. Competitive pitmaster. And venturing into new worlds of business. Let's go ahead and race over the hotline and welcome in Chad Ward of Whiskey Bent Barbecue. Chad, how are you, bud?
Doing well, Greg. How are you tonight?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Chad. Appreciate you asking. And a number of things to get to here tonight. But first and foremost, Chad, I mean, you're a barbecue competitor. You are somebody who is, looking to make a name as somebody who makes great barbecue food. But in the end, look, you go because you want to win some fat cash, bags and bags of it. Are you ready to hang up the cooker and start making burgers or what, bro?
I think I'm taking my talents to Suter Home.
Oh, yeah. Okay, LeBron. Can you imagine winning $100 grand?
About that is crazy. $100,000 for a jam up burger. I mean, that is don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sell short anything Erin's done, but you think about the time and money we put into things, and $100,000 for a really good burger, pretty good return on your investment.
Well, there's no investment. You just have to have a recipe. You got to hone the recipe, and if they like it, they invite you.
Well,
so even better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that somehow giving us a perspective on, for as much as we think that barbecue is proliferating across this vast and great country of ours, that there is still obviously some type of a disparity between where we are and where we need to be. I mean, if people were winning $100,000 at a barbecue competition, not overall purse, but taking home $100,000, people might have a little different tune on barbecue, right?
No, I completely agree with you. I think, I've always been a fan of Ronnie Cates. I've always thought that what he brings to competition barbecue is awesome because it's usually the biggest payouts. But not even he can put together a $100,000 GC. You know what I'm saying? It's that's something that's just the tip of the iceberg for what we're doing compared to what they're doing.
All right, Chad Ward joining me here on the show. Whiskey Bent is it whiskeyBentBBQ.com?
Yeah.
Website? Okay, there you go. Give us a little update on the competition side of things before we get into the new business venture here, Chad.
Competition side has been, being here in Florida, it's relatively weak during the summer because it's so damn hot.
Yeah.
We cooked Amelia Island this weekend. We did, Greg, upgrade. And I will tell you, when Connie and Bill and Katie, if she does or does not, come down and join us in Venice next year, It will be in much more luxury digs.
Really?
36-foot toy hauler. Little 8-foot garage in the back. Cook on the back 6 foot of the deck. Nice little living quarters. Little main suite for the big guy to get a little sleep, and much nicer. So we took her on the maiden voyage to Amelia Island this weekend. Didn't have my cook team member Jared with me. Brought a friend of mine. Finished 16th out of 44. Won our chicken table, won our pork table. Ribs, we got hammered and we deserved it. And our brisket scored a little lower than I thought. But that's our first contest in the last 8 weeks. So we are hard and heavy here on out. We're cooking Mississippi, Louisiana, Atlantic City, Laughlin, World Food Championships, and 2 KCBSs and 3 FEAs the rest of the year. So we are going to be busy, busy, busy.
No doubt about it. Chad Ward joining me here on the show. Whiskey Bent Barbecue is his team. Chad, let's transition a little bit now. We kind of email corresponded a couple weeks ago, and you were telling me how you were going to be getting into a business aspect of this whole barbecue deal. Tell us a little bit about it and what you're looking to accomplish.
Yeah, no, so absolutely. We will be the grand opening of Whiskey Bent BBQ Supply in Lakeland, Florida. Will be on September 14th at noon. And, if you look, Greg, here in the Imperial Polk County, we have a lot of great competition cooks. And at the same time, we have a lot of people that just enjoy barbecue and grilling. So there's one store in town, and it doesn't service everybody's needs. And we kind of saw that there was an opening in the market, and we're going to go and take care of it. So the feedback since we have announced the opening of the store has been phenomenal. We're going to have we're Big Green Egg dealer. Southern Brit Smokers, which is a smoker brand that me and my cousin have worked on, that's gravity fed, temperature controlled, and actually not an aftermarket temperature control device. The temperature control device is tuned to the actual cooker itself. Weber has came in really strong. We're going to carry a lot of things on the Weber line that the big box retailers don't. We will carry a pellet cooker. We're in the midst of negotiating between 2 of them now, both American made. And we're excited about it. We want to be able to bring the things that we know about competition barbecue, whether it be, the salts, the smokes, the rubs, and share it with the general public. So we're going to be doing cooking classes at the store. It's not only myself, it's my teammate Jared and my cousin Adam that are both partners in the business. And it's going to be a good time. We think we're going to have a really good time with it. None of us are quitting our day jobs. We've got a very good labor force to handle the day-to-day. But I will tell you, any day that I'm not traveling for the day job, I will be in the office and ready to talk barbecue, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know what your job entails and, how sometimes you are jet setting to the French Riviera and meeting with top men in the industries that you are industrying in. But, you want to have a good presence in the store when people are coming in off the street. Not all these people are going to be competition barbecue cooks, so they're going to need some advice. Oh, what cooker do I buy? Why do I want a pellet? Why do I want a ceramic cooker? What sauces? This is all stuff that you need to have somebody that really knows what they're doing. So obviously you're confident that you have that in place when you're not there.
Sure, absolutely. The guy that came and cooked with me this weekend in Amelia Island is going to be one of our kind of flagship employees. So, he's trying to understand, and I wanted him to come to that contest because I assume a lot of the lingo that we use in the competition circuit. And I wanted him to say, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? And that helps me with training him and our other staff. We're going to have very good staff in there. It's going to be guys that enjoy barbecue and grilling, guys and ladies. But at the same time, we want to have a presence in the store. Like I said earlier, when I'm not traveling, I will be officing my day job out of the barbecue store.
Are you going to be having some type of an online presence as well? So if people can't make it to the brick and mortar location where you're at, they can get it in Tuscaloosa or Cleveland or wherever?
Our business plan right now doesn't have us exploring online until beginning of next year. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, there's a couple reasons for that. One is we really want to focus on the brick and mortars and get it right and be able to do it right for Black Friday, the holiday season, etc. Coming into it this late in the game. Second is, I'll be the first one to say Rich and Mark from Barbecue Superstore have been great to me and my team. And we have a obligation to them through the radio show until November. And I wouldn't want to even be close to that. So maybe the beginning of the year, we look at it. Maybe we don't. Our business plan doesn't even have an online part to it.
Products that you might be looking to add along the way. Obviously, you mentioned a host of products that, a lot of the mom and pop fire and barbecue grilling stores would traditionally have. But, are you going to be looking at those Broil Masters and, the UHMPs and some of those other ones that you kind of see, like the upper echelon? Or are you going to stick with kind of the industry products?
Right now, Greg, I think we stick with the industry products. I will tell you what, you mentioned Broil Master. I have done many a cooking class on Broil Masters. And those things, dude, I've built some huge lump charcoal fires in them. And the welds don't, it is very, very well built. That is when the first high-end product we will carry in our store will be a Broil Master, because their charcoal units have impressed me from here on out. But we're going to start with the names people know. And we've also struck kind of tier 2 partnerships with some of these higher end brands that as folks come in and they want them al fresca, Fire Magic on the gas side, Broil Master on the charcoal side and gas side. We've got those in play, but what we think storefront wise that's going to appease people and make them come in is the brands that they know and the brands that they can associate with.
All right, so you said you're going to be doing a lot of cooking and stuff in there too. Will you be doing classes that people would have to come in and pay for in order to kind of have this extra revenue stream coming in as well?
Yeah, I don't really look at it as a revenue stream. It's kind of, the pay to get into the class is going to be $20 or less. So it's really, and we'll probably feed you a beer or two for that. So call it negligible. It's really just getting down there and letting you see what we're doing. I've worked with stores in the past that have brought me in to help bring traffic to their stores. And it's really good. So we're going to have classes down there. We're going to do the traditional, obviously, ribs, brisket, pork butt, chicken. But then we're going to do some different things. Getting prepared for Thanksgiving, getting prepared for Christmas. Those type of things where we talk about brining a turkey, where we talk about curing a ham for 7 days. Those type of things that I think will bring good traffic and good volume to what we do.
Will you be at some point entertaining the possibility of bringing in some other top pit masters across the country to do competition cooking classes?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're going to take advantage of the plethora of barbecue contests in our area of the country. So when there's a contest down here and Bubba Latimer is coming down from Georgia, his stuff's going to be in our store. I want to have Bubba in there on a Thursday night teaching a class. We've had numerous discussions with some of the great pitmasters around here. Rob Bagme, Unknown Barbecue, Jim Elser. Those guys are going to be coming into our store and teaching classes. So it's not just going to be me and Jared and Adam teaching you what to do. It's going to be some real, some other pitmasters also giving you their take.
Chad Ward joining me here on the show. We're talking about the new Whiskey Bent Barbecue Supply Store. That they're when are you officially opening?
September 14th. It's a Saturday.
Yep.
The grand opening is at noon. I will be there about 2 p.m. because I already had a obligation to a Tampa grill store where I do classes at. And even though we're starting our own deal, I love Doug and Heather over there in Tampa. I couldn't stand them up.
That's why everybody loves Chad Ward, because, dude, I'm amazed at how fast you grew your chin hair back.
Oh, dude, look at this.
What the hell?
Dude, it is it's legit, bro.
It's almost like you never even shaved it off.
Oh, but you made me.
I know.
We did it here last time we were live on the air.
I got it live on video, no doubt about it.
And I'll never do it again.
Your wife was very happy with me about that, too, if I recall.
No.
She was so happy. All right, so no website for Whiskey Bent Barbecue Supply, but that might be something that comes along.
No, we've got the domain locked down.
Yeah.
The website should be up, for people to know where we're at.
Right.
But the online ordering won't be until maybe early next year.
All right, Chad Ward joining me here on the show. He is one of the new proprietors of the Whiskey Bent Barbecue Supply Company, and that will open in grand fashion September 14th. Chad, always appreciate the time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Hey,
yo,
can I if I throw you a plane ticket, can I get you down here to MC the thing
on September 14th?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got
softball,
bro.
I was about to say,
I got
300,000 Southwest points. I can get you down here.
I'm not worried about you getting me down there, but I got softball, man. Softball is very important up here.
Hey, that's fine.
Let's talk off air, all right?
All right.
Let's talk. Don't put me on the spot or anything like that again. Jesus Christ, son of a bitch!
I had to throw it out there. I like to put you on edge, keep you on edge.
I appreciate it. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Can I give you a 30-second question?
Yeah.
Have you watched the show BBQ on Food Network?
No.
Don't.
What is it?
So it's right after The Shed.
Right. Wait, is this? Are you going to tell me that this is about a guy in Cleveland named Mel Bubba Baker?
No, it's not.
Thank
it's
God.
not.
I was getting ready to go crazy.
So no, have you seen The Shed show on Food Network?
No, I don't watch the Food Network.
All right. Well,
is it good?
No, The Shed show is great.
All right. But BBQ is not.
And it's not our barbecue. It's not Bubba Light.
Right. Well, who is it? Come on, spill your guts. You're just dying to rail.
It's a guy in his intro that says he's from Amarillo, but he's now living in Philadelphia. And it's the worst barbecue show you've ever seen in your life.
Well, I definitely don't want to watch it now.
No, you need to go get it on Roku or whatever you do.
All right.
But go check it out and text me and say, yes, you were correct, Chad. This is horrible.
All right, I'll go watch incredibly bad barbecue television, and then I'll let you know you were correct.
All right, brother.
All right,
Thank
Chad.
you for having me on the show tonight.
You got it. Thanks for coming on. There he is, Chad Ward of Whiskey Bent Barbecue. Fabulous stuff given up. Look, it's always very risk-taking of people to start their own business in in barbecue. It's barbecue restaurants are busy. It's crazy. Clint Cantwell, PR, barbecue PR to the stars. Not me. Folks, I tell you about it all the time. What do we have coming up soon? Labor Day. No better time to get yourself a fine crafted timepiece than right now at Stephen DeFranco Jewelers. Visit his website, StephenDeFranco.com, DIFRANCO, StephenDeFranco.com. And once you find out what you like, if you can't go into the store because you don't live in Cleveland, give them a call, 440-943-2700, 440-943-2700, and let them know that you're a fan of the show, you found something that you really like, and you're ready to place an order. He'll ask you some questions, make sure that he kind of drills down to exactly what you're looking to accomplish, budget-wise. Get it engraved. If you're getting watches, you're getting that extra year of warranty. It's going to get shipped for free. It's going to get wrapped for free. You're going to get free batteries for life. Hell, depending on what time zone you're in, they'll even set the time for you. Doesn't get any better than that. He's also got a number of other items in the store that you might be interested in that aren't technically jewelry. He's got artisan wood bowls. He's got Venetian glass jewelry. Many other things that are always popping into that store. And, the thing that I like best about it is people that help you know what they're doing. It's not some Tom, Dick, and Harry in a Zales or in a Jared's or in some other big store that you're paying extravagant markups to cover the cost of lighting and the number of stores and all the inventory and all of that overhead and crap. Forget it. Stephen DeFranco's is one store owned by Stephen, run by Stephen, and you will be appreciated by Stephen. So give him a call, 440-943-2700, and or visit StephenDeFranco.com. We're back to wrap the show right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the BBQ Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the BBQ Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, we are back. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com if you want to jump in tonight. I don't watch the Food Network. I have found it to be ill-conceived at this point. There's really not anybody that I would really care to watch on it anymore. If I want to talk or listen to somebody that is from the Food Network, I will subscribe to Alton Brown's podcast. I suggest you do the same. It's fabulous. It's wildly entertaining. He's got, obviously, great guests. The Alton Brown podcast, I would say subscribe to it. If you haven't found it yet, you can go. It's one of the most popular ones on iTunes right now, of course. Everybody loves AB. I believe it's called like the AB podcast or something like that. Just search Alton Brown in the search field, and you'll find it. It's really incredible. Love it. I highly suggest you tune in to that after this show, not before this show. Son of a bitch. All right. Let's do this thing. Let's get out. Before I go, though. Wait. Before I go, Sweet Smoke Q Juice winner. Don't want to forget about this. Chris Benny. Chris, email me your shipping info. I'll get that over to Jim Elser at Sweet Smoke Q, and you will be enjoying a bottle of Sweet Smoke Q juice post-haste. Chris Benny, congratulations to you. Right, now, hold on a second. I got to get this worked out. Well, no wonder it sounded so damn loud. Why didn't that save before? It's outrageous. One more time. Got to get this right. I don't think anybody even heard that one that time. All right, so I think it's good right in the middle. All right. Perfect. Oh, now we're ready. All the way back in the first hour, folks, we talked with Pete Gabriele from iGrill. I, the letter I, grill, the word Inc. iGrillInc.com. Also, we talked with Melissa Cookston, Yazoo's Delta Cube, Memphis Barbecue Company, the newest permanent judge on BBQ Pitmasters, the TV show on Destination America, recapping the finale. She said it was really good. She said she could see everything when she stood up, so there's no reason to come around, otherwise she would have. She said people were told to prepare everything they might need to cook whatever is on the list that they are given. That's why they had everything. She also said that for as good as the other three hogs were, there's no way in hell they would have won over her hog. Never. Patently ridiculous. 10:14, we had Erin Evinson talking about winning $100,000 on the Build-A-Better Burger from Sutter Homes. That was great. And we close it out with Chad Lee Von Ward from Whiskey Bent Barbecue. His store, Whiskey Bent Barbecue Supply, will be opening September 14th. I may or may not be there. I do have an appearance fee, by the way. Appearance fees, they're stiff and they're non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. This thing on? If you cook on raw cast iron, do me a favor. Season it each and every time. September 11th, 2001. I'll never forget. And until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night.